guys. It is episode 16 of the BooCrew podcast. Pete Moss here with Chris.
What's up, everybody?
How's everybody doing? It is Monday, June 22nd.
Yeah, I think
Third.
so.
June
23rd?
Yes, the 23rd. We are 7 days left in the month of June.
It's coming up on my birthday month.
It's tragically hot in South Carolina and North Carolina. Chris actually lives in North Carolina. I'm in South Carolina, just over the line. But here in South Carolina, I think it's hotter here than it is there. You grew up in South Carolina, so you can, I'm just going to claim it's hotter here always.
It is. It's definitely more humid here. It's like it never rains, it feels like.
Well, no, remember there for a while, it rained all the time. But initially it said no rain and just tomorrow it's going to be 100 degrees.
Yeah.
High 90s all week. But now Thursday and Friday there is a chance for rain.
Well, I know it's hot everywhere. I saw a video in Missouri, I think, that somebody was just recording and the road buckled and the car hit it right as the road buckled from the heat. And I sent that car flying. I mean, they played it in slow motion. That car
Wow.
So it's hot everywhere.
I had one of those little red lighters while I was at the ball field yesterday explode.
Like just sitting out?
Yeah, the top popped off of it and stuff. It was on the floorboard.
Dang, man.
Yeah.
Like, the floor in the truck?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
I know. Tina told me, I was like, is everything out? She goes, yeah, it's fine. It's just laying there. I was like, did you get it out?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was that hot. So, man, guys, I'm so mad still. I'm so salty about it. Yesterday, played in. All right, now I was hot, but I think some of them younger dudes and stuff they were acting more ridiculous about the heat. I was like, man, I played in way hotter than this. Way hotter, more games at a much higher competitive level. Like, this ain't shit.
And
like,
you are from, you did grow up in
man,
Florida.
it's been a long time since I lived in Florida. The cold is different, but you know what I'm saying? But still, like, come on, man. Like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Tina, but man, I have to give a special shout out to Tina because she stayed there all day. Man, we got there at like 10:30 yesterday morning. We didn't leave till after 7, and if things wouldn't have happened like they did, it would have been probably 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think it ended at about 8:30, right before dark. But man, it was messed up, guys. The reason I'm so salty about it, my team, we did not lose a game all day. We beat every team. There was 5 teams, I think. Like, we beat all 4 of the other teams. We beat all of them in 5 innings or less. Like, there's a 10-run mercy rule after 5 innings. Those are 7-inning games.
Okay.
Like, so we 5 inning everybody, and we're sitting good. Well, 2 of our guys that were definitely part of us winning just said they was gonna leave, and I was like, why you come down here if you're gonna leave when it's time for this is bullcrap.
Yeah.
So, we had to. There's 2 girls on each team in this thing that I played on these draft things.
All right.
And it's different. It's always a different team. They're randomly put together. But the 2 girls we had, man, we had this one. I don't know where she played college softball, but she was out there. She was running stuff down like a deer in the outfield. For real, I was like, wow. Because usually when you see a girl, nah, man. Like she was like our second, if not best outfield. For real, this girl was seriously good. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Best girl outfielder I've ever played with.
Nice.
Probably.
Good.
And I played with some really, like, girls that played college ball and stuff. She was nasty.
Yeah.
So those guys left, and it's like I said, it's a draft. It's just it's not nothing real serious. So the other team had more players, so they said, y'all have to give them a player. Of course, they got a girl on their team that can hit. Like, she really shouldn't be playing. She needs to practice a lot before she really even tries to play.
Right.
So that's who we got.
Ah.
Well, then her boyfriend was still on the team.
Oh,
so they were partnered up together.
They split them.
Yeah.
Ah.
And because he don't hustle, he's a big guy. All he can do is hit.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's all he's got. Well, and it happened to him the other night, Friday night too. He got on a base hit to the outfield, he got threw out at second base. And he just said, that's it, I'll quit. And so she had to quit too, which took her off our team, which left us short.
But both teams were short.
Yeah. No, they still, because they were still good because they had more players. And we had beaten them. This was the second time we was beating them. And for all, the way we've seen it, like we already won, give us our shirts and rings, let's go to the house. We beat everybody in 5 innings. Like, is there any, have we left any doubt? So, I can't remember what they were going to do, but like three of the players on our team was just, well, this one guy did kind of get hurt. Man, we couldn't move around. We still had a chance. But like 3 or 4 players on our team got pissed off and quit. It was like, it's going to be like that.
What?
I mean, it was kind of dirty how they was doing this. Like, they just, like, literally, they set us up to have to sit out there and play more games and with probably good chance of getting beat because they left us really bad shorthanded.
Yeah.
Man, it was terrible, man. I was so mad. So yeah, that was, like I said, we didn't lose all day. We didn't lose a game, and we wasn't at the end. We wasn't there when they was playing championship. I was driving home.
That's crazy.
I was pissed, man.
I bet so. You know, you play out there all day,
you know
not
me,
losing.
I'm mad competitive too.
I mean that. So did y'all get cut short because y'all didn't have enough players to finish out? Is that why y'all came and got second?
But my thing was because they gave us a player, and then one of theirs left, and took that player. Like, they could have, if we was beating them 20-0, and the game was about to be over, there was 1 out before the game was over, they could go, he could go, hey, I quit, and we would lose the game.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
that's stupid, man.
I was like, man,
yeah, I don't get.
You got to do something, like something. You got to do something different here.
Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it is what it is, I guess. So Pete obviously lost a little sleep last night. I know he called me at like 9 o'clock. He was mad as hell.
I was watching the basketball game. I was on TikTok till midnight.
Was you?
Facebook. Yeah, we had fun last night.
Good.
Was just to some music and.
Heck yeah.
This girl took her win streak, so we beat the brakes off over twice after that. And TikTok battles. She had 12. We had a 12 win streak.
Heck yeah.
We had lost it. That's all right.
Well,
it's all fun.
Well, I wanted to read one dating profile
before we get into this.
Before we get into this, just to go back real fast.
Yeah.
And this one
last week, if you didn't see it, it was about online dating profile. We read some dating profiles, and Chris read this one. He swiped left.
I did a left. I didn't go after this one, but her bio is one of the best ones that I've ever heard, and she obviously has a fantastic sense of humor. But y'all listen to this, and this is all what she wrote in here. New listing, fully loaded, slightly used ex-wife girlfriend. Has slight wear and tear, but still under warranty. Very reliable, and occasional check engine light on from high caffeine intake. Impeccable service records, eligible for extended warranty. If you're leasing, hoodies are non-refundable. I thought that was a great bio, you know.
Don't let her put your favorite hoodie on.
Okay, she's gonna take it for sure. But just for y'all's laugh, I thought that was a great one.
And if you went out with her after reading that, and you was hanging out at her house, and she come walking in like, she don't put something coming with a hoodie on. It's probably some other dudes. Gross.
And that's probably true.
Dude, man.
That's probably true.
She got a bunch of hoodies hanging in her closet from a bunch of dudes. Right?
I know that'd be weird to take a look in the closet, but then again, isn't it kind of weird to take a look in somebody's closet that?
She might be a horror. Like she does something and then gets a hoodie out of it as a souvenir. You gonna tell me it don't happen?
I mean, I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does.
Man. All right, guys. So we got a really cool thing we're going to jump into for today's podcast. If you only had 24 hours to live, what would you do? But we're going to set some rules. Boundaries. Rule number 1, you absolutely, positively cannot tell nobody under no circumstances. Like, I don't know how you could force somebody not to, but that's for like it'll affect everybody if you say anything to anybody. It could affect everybody.
Yeah.
Something like that. Something that where you know you can't say anything. And what would you do? So it's like that's a really like deep thing to really think about. If you had 24 hours,
And you skip out on the sad things like going and talking to your parents or telling your
well,
brother and sister, because that's like a given,
yeah, I'm gonna go definitely hang out with my family for sure.
No.
But just like I always do when I see my family, when I'm telling them bye, when I give them a hug, I tell them I love them. Like I like if something was happening to me to later today, I promise nobody in my family will have any doubt that I love them.
That's right.
So but I would go spend some. I would want to go see them, and I might go a little extra and be like, I really, really like I might, but nothing too more than that.
All right.
Tina asked what we were doing the thing on today. I'm not going. I don't even know if I can repeat what she said she would do on here. I was like,
Oh yeah, but both of us.
I was
gave the
like,
same face.
why don't you come upstairs and join us? I was like, that's way better than the stuff I was thinking about
Man.
doing.
Yeah,
like she was going to turn into a gangster. I was like, what the crap? I was like, really? I was like,
Then again, everybody's different, and everybody. What you really think about it.
like, do you know what? Like, you'd have to have one or two. Well, in 24 hours, you could have three last meals. Do you know what you eat?
Oh yeah. For my last one, for sure, that very last one, it would be a cheeseburger with some French fries, and maybe like either a Coca-Cola or a sweet tea to drink to go with it. I'd want like I'd want a side of ranch and some
A
ketchup for
fried
my
or a
fries.
grilled cheeseburger?
Oh, 100%. It's got to be grilled.
Well done.
No. If I'm gonna, no, I'm a.
You can't eat raw hamburger. I don't care if you.
No,
Like, that's gross.
I like it. I like my hamburger medium well. I like just a tiniest
man.
little bit of pink in there.
Wow. No.
Yeah,
Please
man.
don't do that.
It's done.
I know. I got a burger at a steakhouse not too long ago, and they were like, "How do you want that cooked?" I was like, I didn't think y'all. I said I thought it was hamburger ground beef was supposed to be cooked all the way. And she said, and I said, "Do people really get it?" She goes, "Oh, people get it rare." And I'm like, but I remember it was actually he'd be making stuff, and I remember meatball.
It's
Camel. Oh man. Oh.
then calamari has a different name.
What is
Steak tartare is
Tartare.
a French dish made from finely
Yeah.
chopped.
And I've seen that stuff on like the cooking shows and stuff where they make tartare, and I'm like,
man? You got to cook that.
Yeah, no.
I eat my steak medium well.
Medium well on a steak.
Just a little bit of pink, man. I don't eat raw meat, dude.
Dang, dog. So you be able to,
Man,
you got to chew.
sorry.
You got to work on that sucker.
No, man, not if you get a good steak. Man, we invented fire like a million years ago or something like that, man. Like, cook your food.
Yeah, dude, I mean, I've been to some fancy restaurants that will, whenever you get like a pork chop, they'll ask you how you want your pork chop cooked.
Man, you can't. Man,
I know.
I had a terrible experience with some undercooked pork one time. Terrible. 4 days, I was scared to get more than 20 feet from the bathroom. It was tragic. I promise you. Like, and you know what? And I don't really eat a lot of pork now anyway.
I don't either. But I know that you can get it, medium rare. If that's how you want it. That's disgusting to me. But I mean,
if I see a pack of pork chops when Tina gets groceries, I'm like, oh.
Well, I know I ain't eating that night.
Man, I love baby back ribs, but man, I can't. I don't trust pork. What it is.
I had the first bit of real bacon that I've had in probably over a year. Whenever I was over here the other day, y'all had some BLTs whenever I left, and that was the
Now, one of my last meals, some fried potatoes and some slaw and some cornbread.
yeah,
That's gonna be one of them.
and that's delicious.
Man, do I want to go? I got to choose out of steak, Italian, and Mexican for the other two.
Well, I'll choose one. If my dad was still
Steak and eggs. I'll go have a steak with my breakfast. Steak and eggs, whatever for breakfast.
like a certain place.
Yeah, and then I'd have my mom's stuff, and then the last one. I do enjoy a good burger. They can
A
be
tasty burger.
Yeah, I do enjoy one, but oh man, I'm gonna have to. Man, there's some really good seafood too.
Yeah, I'm as much as I like steak. It would be a burger and fries and stuff for me. And my dad used to make this stuff that was called red rice, and it was rice with like tomatoes and stuff in it, and like already cooked up sausage that would go in there, and like it's like a Cajun meal. And good Lord, that stuff is good, man. I wish I could have some of that.
Red beans and roasted. That's from Sir Mix-a-Lot.
The big
That's
butt
real.
song?
Yeah, that's what they. Yeah, you don't remember that? He says red beans and roasted masala.
I guess so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
good stuff.
It's kind of like it's like a chili mild with over rice, right? Kind of.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I would want oysters Rockefeller. That would be one of my last ones.
But once I found out, they say, all right, the clock starts now. You have 24 hours. Obviously, within the first, as fast as I can do it, I'm going to go skydiving.
All right.
Then I'm going to go Rocky Mountain climbing. I can do that right up there. There's some rocks high enough for me to climb up and say, hey, I went Rocky Mountain climbing.
No.
And then I'm going to jump on a bull up there for about 3.5 seconds. I don't know what its name is going to be. It might not be Fu Manchu, but I am going to ride a bull.
Well,
no, I'm not doing the Tim McGraw song. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I ain't like riding a bull. Yeah, man. I want to spend my last 24 hours with a broke ass back.
Yeah, I was gonna say
traction.
It has to be the last.
No, that's how you go after about 24 hours. Like, man, ain't nothing else we can do for them. We're gonna turn them off.
You have to do it at the end.
What about like the people that? Is there anybody that you don't like enough? Is there anybody that you despise that much?
I don't know. Maybe not to do a bang bang or something too, but some people that I might just want to walk up and just slap open handedly in the face. I could probably think of a couple.
Anybody you like want to call and tell the fuck off or anything? You can't tell them why, or because they could fire back and be like, whatever, you'll be going tomorrow anyway.
Yeah, no, well, they can't know anyway. So, I mean, I'm sure there are some people that I'd want to say some stuff to, but I would think that you'd have to kind of whatever you wanted to do that was like a big thing, you would have to fly there. It'd probably have to stay in the continental U.S. For the time frame that you have. So,
yeah, because I'd want to see family, so I wouldn't sleep at all.
Yeah, no sleep.
Now,
so that means you have to have a little toot-toot to keep you going.
No, man, I go 24 hours on adrenaline, bro. Whew. My body makes its own adrenaline.
I mean, I don't know what I'd be able to do. I go to sleep at like 7 o'clock at night.
I know Chris would sleep through like a third of it. He'd be up early that last morning, but
I would. I'd get to enjoy that last morning without too much.
4 o'clock is a wrap.
And I would probably get up and do my normal routine. I'd get up and I would have my coffee, and I'd be like, okay, you have money, you can do it. Do what you want to do. With your money, and I would. It would be a flight. Would be the very first thing that I would do, and I would. It probably would be somewhere like a Colorado for me. That's where I'd probably go, and I'd want to stand on the top, the highest mountain that's up there. Get a good look.
I know. Okay, if you could pick how you was going to go after 24 hours, like I'd be like, man, I'll lay down and go to sleep, and that's it.
Absolutely. There's no other way.
No, there's a lot of ways.
No, I mean, if you have a choice.
We were talking about earlier, like a lot of doctors say that the easiest way to go is drowning.
Yeah.
Kiss my ass. Like there's no, like that, like it's very pleasant and peaceful. Nah, man. Like,
I've had the undertow pull me out in the ocean before and almost drown me,
man.
And that's the scariest feeling that I could possibly imagine.
I am freaking Aquaman, but I will tell you this: respect that water, the pool, the ocean. Like respect that. You better respect that water.
I've almost drowned in the pool before, man. I don't want to.
Like that is not how that. So like when it gets near the 24-hour mark, I'm definitely avoiding water and anacondas because. Like I think the worst way to go would be eaten by a snake. I would really be eaten by a grizzly bear, a tiger, a lion, anything like something like that's going to take care of you pretty quick. That snake, man, it might be just grimy enough. It's a snake to where you're still. It wants to see you. Nah, man.
No, I'm not into that.
I think that might be the worst possible way to go. But for 24 hours, like there's so many things you could do, or like
you could roll it all into one, and if you had so much adrenaline and you're just gonna go. This is after you see family, all of that kind of stuff. Take care of the dogs, love and kiss them. All right, blah blah blah. You gone. You're gonna go skydive over somewhere like Hawaii.
Yeah.
You're gonna skydive, and you're gonna have a surfboard attached to you. Maybe it's going to be in like December, so you can go ahead and hit the big waves, and go out there and surf one of the biggest waves that's ever happened in Hawaii. That's two big adrenaline things all at once. And then if you want to go climb mountains, you're in Hawaii, so you can go mountain climbing if you want to.
Have you ever surfed?
No, I mean, it would probably kill me.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go ahead and tell you however many hours you got, you're going to be probably at the hospital. That's where you're going to go at, and that's how you're going to go.
Well, in my mind, I'm going to surf that wave, and I'm going to rock it. Hanging 10.
A big wave over a reef break. Like I grew up surfing, and I wouldn't drop in on that wave because not even in my last 24 hours. Especially then, like nah, man. Like if something bad happens, I'm
no. See, the thing is that
you don't have superpowers.
But you have 24 hours. So. At that 24-hour mark, that's your time. Whatever that means.
And you've never really surfed?
Yeah, so that
I would recommend a nice 6 foot, if you really want to get daring, a nice 6 foot. Because a 6 foot wave's got like an 8 foot face on it. You go by the back of the waves. Sandbar break.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a little bit slow that you got time to paddle and stand up and just kind of roll, surf along. If you just got a surfer, hey, I got 24 hours, I'm going to go surfing. You've got a much better chance there.
I'm just talking about you can roll all this exciting stuff into one big move.
In Hawaii.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna spend from here. What is it? About an 8-hour flight.
Yeah. So that's 8 hours.
Well, it's 4.5 hours from LA to Hawaii, and it takes about 4 hours.
It's about 3 or 4 hours.
It takes about 4 hours to fly to LA.
So that's an 8-hour flight. So that's already
you done used up
third of your time.
Wow.
You gotta go somewhere though. You gonna stay home then?
Not home, but around. I'll be close. I can do everything I want to do around here. I've done a lot of stuff, so like my bucket's pretty full.
Mine is too, really.
For
stuff in the U.S.
Man, I mean, there may be some other things. Like I always like to add to my bucket list, but
I've done a lot of.
I learned a long time ago. It's never too early to start beefing up your obituary.
When's the monkey coming back on?
What?
Boo's doing just fine.
to YouTube. Oh, well, we still do a lot of stuff on Facebook with the monkeys, and we do post on the YouTube channel sometimes too.
Yeah.
Happy and Monkey Mila's also, but we do a lot of TikTok lives also. But we're on Facebook several nights a week, 5 nights a week at least.
Oh yeah, y'all are always out there.
Yeah, at night, and then we go live on TikTok. So check it out on Monkey Boo's Facebook page. million followers, got a blue check mark, can't miss it. My monkey boo, just like on YouTube. But so like, I got to be honest. I'm trying to think. Like there's definitely some people I hate, and like I'm really one of those people that on some stuff, forgiveness is between you and God. If you coming to me, if God come to me and was like, hey man, you remember when such and such did this? I'd be like, yep. Like, if you don't forgive them, they're going to Hades. I'd be like, deuces. I'd be like, and he'd be like, you're not going to forgive them? I'd be like, hell no. I'd be like, am I in? He'd be like, yeah, you're in. I'd be like, well, fuck them.
So, but I'm good. I'm good. It doesn't matter then.
Yeah, like, nah, I ain't worried about them. Send them home.
Yeah.
Like,
so you can think of a few?
Oh, yeah. But, well, I mean, but if I got to go, I got 24 hours and I have to go, is there anybody that I dislike so much that they got to go to?
Oh.
I really like. Wow. Yeah.
I can think of a couple people I don't care for.
Nah.
But you know,
Once I get started, I might be like, like, and then,
then you go spend your whole time. I'm gonna tell everybody.
I can think of one or two. Like, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Like, might as well. For real. Like, like after that, I might be like, and like I might spend the whole 24 hours just going around. Like,
I know that's what I was gonna say. You can end up.
I'm not trying to sound sick or twisted, but like I said, if I've been done really, really wrong, like take that forgiveness, God or whatever you believe in, you take that shit up with them. I don't like. There's just certain things I'm not a very forgiving person.
I mean, I could
certain things.
I could think of a few scenarios that I'd want to do with 24 hours. You know, I could go on like a psychedelic binge, and just go out there and go into the woods, and
Nah, man, you get to thinking and stuff. That'd be a bad experience, probably. I wouldn't do that.
It might be, or it might be liberating. You're like, okay, this is it. This is the time. I've already seen all this weird stuff that I've seen in the past, 16 hours since starting. I mean, like I said, this could be like a situational thing. I could think of different types that I could find myself in, and that could be one of them. I mean, imagine though, if you were doing something like that, you really could just have a conversation with anybody that you would want to have a conversation with. If you went on like a like a little a bender, is that what they call it? And you just play with your mind and be like, hey, okay, I'm gonna sit down and have this conversation with Benjamin Franklin real quick and tell him what I really feel about this whole electricity thing, and I mean that. Not that that's what I'd want to do, but that's just something that I made.
He's not here though. You couldn't talk to him.
Man, you saw Darth Vader.
Oh, I forgot you was in the spirit world. Because when you said it, I was like, Chris, that makes absolutely no freaking sense. You're going to talk. You got 24 hours to live. What do you do? Talk to Ben Franklin.
No, on my psychedelic binge.
In 24 hours, you can talk to Ben Franklin. For real. Like, no psychedelics or anything. For real. Like, if he's there, you get to talk to him.
I mean, that's true. Guess. But on the for real side, though, I would definitely, skydiving would be on my list of things. Either skydiving or what they do with those little flying suits. You know what I'm talking about? You see those?
Man, I see them dudes in China. They were racing like they think they're bats, dude. That is insane.
Dude, they get like 10 feet off the ground, man. Flying.
They start off really high. They jump off, man, and they got like a course. There's things up in the air. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, dude. They're like, they're like racing like freaking NASCAR.
I haven't seen that.
Like 500 feet in the air, freaking, and they go around. They got to go around these. I don't know how they had them. They might have been drones or something. I don't know.
Following them. Yeah.
No, that said that they were stationary.
Oh.
They had them flying stationary, but yeah, it was freaking crazy, man.
That stuff's cool.
They didn't have nothing, dude. All they had was just some. Man, y'all ain't even got no damn sense, man.
Man, I have flown in a stunt plane. In 2013, I went down to the Keys. I'll tell a little story real quick. So the guy that owned this stunt plane, he's the cousin of the guy that taught me how to play guitar when I was a young guy. And this guy, his name was Freddie, and he was one of the number, like either the, like 1, 2, or 3 numbered pilot in the world for stunt planes and doing the tricks and stuff like that. He was up there as one of the best ever, and which he ended up passing away in a plane wreck in Mexico. That he was flying in a plane that wasn't his, and had some problems, and him and a sports anchor went down, and so that I went down for, this was whenever I was married, went down for the honeymoon, and we still went and took our flight in his little pits
With him?
No, he was gone.
Oh, okay.
So they hired a pilot that flew in Vietnam, believe it or not, and this is down in the Keys in Key West. And this guy was as hippie as you could imagine, man.
Oh my God.
I mean, he was so cool and laid back. He probably drank before he went flying with us. But he told us whenever we had to put parachutes on, he was like, he's like, the FAA tells me that I have to tell you this. He's like, you're not going to need to do this. He was like, but he was like, if something happens, the plane's going down. He was like, what you got to do? He's like, you unbuckle your seatbelt, you stand up, and you jump out of the airplane and pull your parachute. He was like, enjoy the beautiful scenery over the reef, and the Coast Guard will pick you up a few minutes after we land. And but we did the whole thing though. We got in it was one person at a time, one person and the pilot. The pilot's behind you. You can't even see him. He's in his own little compartment. And then you're in the front by yourself, and you're just strapped in to a seat. There's really nothing to hold on to or anything like that. And you got your headphones on, and he can talk to you, and you can talk back to him. And
He's behind you?
Yeah.
He can't see where he's flying?
I don't know how he saw, to be honest with you, man.
That's not smart.
Dude, they do it, but we went up, and the guy
you on the thing, like, hey man, there's some birds up here.
But they take you out over the reef. They take you 7 miles outside of Key West right there, and you're over the reef, and it's beautiful as you could possibly imagine. And, he starts his little sequences. And the guy, Freddie, the guy that owned the plane that passed away, his favorite thing to do was to just fly upside down. And he loved it. He was famous in Key West. Huh?
He did it?
Yeah.
Flew upside down?
Yeah. Yeah, but that was the first thing they do. They fly you upside down. He's like, this is what Freddie liked to do.
I'll be like,
And they...
turn the damn plane up down, man. God dang.
Nah, dude. They do that, and then he does a loop. Then he lets you grab the wheel, because there's a wheel up front, and he lets you grab it, and he's like, okay, now we're going to do a loop. And you feel your feet are on the rudders. You can feel them, because the pilot can either fly in the front or the back. And
oh my God!
And so
that's such a bad idea.
Oh yeah, and so having long legs, my feet were definitely on the rudders, and he just had me do the steering, and he was like, okay, we're gonna do a hard barrel roll, and had me turn the wheel, and you could feel that he was doing the rudder thing, and whenever we did a loop, he was like, okay, pull back on the thing. He's like, okay, Chris, keep going, and we did this great big giant loop, and then after that, we started doing all the fun stuff where he takes you and he flies you straight up, turns the engines off, and you do the fall, all the way down, and then he takes back off and, levels out and makes sure I'm okay.
Turns the engine off.
Yeah, that's how they do the stunts. You hear it, it's all, and then starts back up.
Man.
Dude, it's crazy, man.
Over a beautiful reef, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you.
How many people's ended up being fish food?
Not a lot out there because of that. I mean, they had that business out there since like the 70s. And like I said, that guy Freddie, man, he was one of the number one pilots out there.
Maybe a quick little flight. Oh, yeah, that looks cool. But doing loops and what is that?
It sounds
Tim
like
Randall blur.
That's what it sounds like.
After I ran the pool. Yeah, no, man, absolutely not.
You wouldn't do that?
No,
Really?
hell no,
Man, that's wild, dude. I'll tell you what, the way that I explain it to everybody, and I'll explain it to you guys the same way, it is the most fun that you can have with your clothes on. Guaranteed. It's better than a roller coaster, dude. Whenever you fly up and then you start falling and then they're doing all those little stunts, you are literally just floating in the seat. I mean, you can feel the seatbelt, and you're just
exactly.
I mean, it is so cool, man. So cool. And it's like a 30-minute flight, you know. And
There's so many things that can go wrong during that.
there really are. But you know that's why he tells
maybe
you.
Maybe the dude's fine, but what if he flew in Vietnam?
He did. He did. He was a Vietnam.
I hope not. But just what if you're up there and all of a sudden he looks back and be like, we got Charlie ahead.
I'm like, where?
Like, you know, like, for real, man. Like, what if it was one of those guys? Remember those kids, the guys that had to, I don't know.
I do remember some.
Yeah, like people my age, like somebody always had an uncle or something, man. It's kind of sad, man. Them dudes just go on some, you know, there was some people that really had to, I guess that would have been PTSD at the time.
Yeah.
But they were really messed up, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Remember Strawberry and Cheech and Chong?
Absolutely.
Cheech in the sidecar, he bails out.
You call for backup.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But 24 hours, I'm trying, like.
That wouldn't be something that you'd want to do with 24 hours left? You wouldn't go fly on a stunt plane just to see what it's like? Were you ever a big fan of, like, roller coasters?
Man, when I was a kid, maybe.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Listen,
I'm not
it's
an
not for
adrenaline
everybody.
person, man.
I mean, I'm not a big adrenaline person, but I mean that.
I don't know, dude. I'm just not. Adrenaline chasing is not my thing.
No.
Never really has been.
All right.
Like I grew up surfing and like certain stuff, and I jumped off some stuff when I was like a teenager and a kid and stuff that I probably wouldn't jump off of now or dove off of.
Oh yeah.
Like high, really, really, really high stuff, like real high bridges and stuff. I wouldn't do that anymore.
Man, me and my brother used to. And granted, this was a one-story house, but me and my brother used to jump off my grandparents' house. I mean, like we were ninjas or something, dude. I'm serious, man. Crazy little kids.
But I'm saying 24 hours. Is there anything that I haven't done that I would really, really, really want to do? Because most of the stuff I've always wanted to do, I freaking, if I wanted to do it, I've done it.
Yeah, in the continental U.S. anyways.
I've never really cared about traveling internationally.
Not even to like Jamaica or Mexico or anything.
No. Never. Just I don't know. Nah. Huh. I mean, I ain't saying that I wouldn't and I wouldn't never, but I haven't at this point. I mean, I've had chances to, but I don't know. Just
I'd like to go to Jamaica. I'd like to go to Mexico. There's plenty of places that I'd like to go, man. I'd like to go to Scotland, but it's just the flight takes so damn long. I don't know if
I'm not comfortable flying across the ocean. I'll be honest with you.
That's me.
Flying don't bother me at all, but across that ocean, that's just a whole different ballgame.
It is. That changes. Things happen over the ocean for some reason, man. Would you take a ship though, like a cruise to Europe or something?
I would rather if I had to go. I mean, I might do the flight too, but if I had to, I would rather take a boat.
The flight to Europe's only like 6 hours, I think, or so, from here.
That's 6 hours across the ocean. No big deal.
It's in the 6 hours or what, 5 or 6 days if you take a cruise. And you got to have a lot of time off.
I don't think it takes that long to go across there in a boat. I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, I'm thinking of the Titanic.
Seriously, I'm never going to Europe. So,
all right.
I don't know. Like I said, but I know my last 24 hours will be pretty much around here. Definitely spend some time with the family. But I would just make it seem as normal as possible. Yeah. Just like one last time with everybody.
Yeah.
Even if you have a will or anything like that, I might delete some stuff out of my phone. Spend about 30 minutes, run through my phone just to make sure. There might be some stuff I don't, my kids are going to get my phone or whatever and be going to there might be some stuff they don't need to see.
I bet I could get at least $20,000 or $30,000 from Pete for this one picture I have, just so he would ask me to delete it and get it gone forever.
You don't have it. You told me that you may not have it.
Oh no, I have it. It's on my computer. I have the computer in my closet.
That computer don't work that good, and you're not going to pay money to have that stuff transferred.
Oh, I might even be on a hard drive. I got a bunch of different hard drives. I got a great picture of Pete, y'all. One day, whenever he lets me show it to y'all, I might.
No. We're going to forget that ever happened. That was probably like a parallel universe. I wouldn't do that on my last day if I only had 24 hours. I promise you that. Fucked up. But it's really hard to say, like, you know, like, a lot of people would be, I'm pretty sure, have 24 hours of just pure anxiety.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Um,
And I might want to go down to like the Keys and go out to the reef and go do a fishing trip for one last time.
that might be all right to do.
Yeah, you get your buddies together, the people that you care about. Go get one last big fishing trip. You tell them like I want to go where we're gonna catch. I don't want a fishing trip. I want a catching trip.
I'm going sport fishing. I want to hook a mile.
That's what I'm talking about. I want to have 20 rods out in the water. I want to make sure we're gonna catch something.
But like I said, a lot of people wouldn't be able to enjoy that stuff. A lot of people wouldn't, and anybody can say, "Oh, man, I truly think I'd be like, I'd be like, damn. I mean, that's kind of some bullshit. I got 24 hours. I'm still young, but like a lot of people were like, this is kind of like Tina was like, she acted like we was going real deep with this, but I mean, we're talking about after 24 hours, that's it, you go.
Yeah.
And I promise, no matter what, life is going to go on without you. No matter what, like, none of us is guaranteed. Like, anything can happen. Crazy shit happens all the time, and people are not with us. And so, to live in fear of that or have anxiety of that it can't be healthy.
No, it can't. I mean, I ain't getting too deep. I'm not going to get too deep here, but whenever my late wife passed, that did a thing. Something happened inside of me where I was like, well, I can tell you that I'm not quite afraid of it anymore. Yeah.
When I was in my 20s, when I lost my first grandparent, second grandparent, I'm sorry. I was Alyssa was a baby, so I was probably like 27. I'm pretty sure I was 27 when she passed.
Mm-hmm.
And we just lived right, my mom and dad lived right there by where I lived. And so we all run up there that night, and the ambulance was there, and they took her in an ambulance. And she got vented when she got to the hospital. She never really talked again after that. And I was the last person she said anything to, because my grandpa was riding to the hospital with my mom and dad. And they had already went to get in the car because they were getting ready to take off. And I was standing there as they were putting her in the ambulance. And, bro, she looked at me and she said, David, what am I going to do? And, man, I ain't never seen somebody so scared in my life.
Yeah.
Well, no. I made somebody piss herself because they were scared for their life one time. We're not going to tell that story, but I'm just telling you, the dude literally pissed himself, and he probably should have. Like,
God.
But he didn't know for sure if it was the end for him. She knew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she was, but after, because they vented her, so she was actually alive for a few days in the hospital, but not responsive. But after it was over, looking back on it, man, she kind of left me with a gift. My grandma was a tough woman, and you know what I'm saying. But it was like, and like everybody's got to, but it was like, man, if my grandma can do that and roll through that, like, ain't no way I got to be scared of it.
Oh yeah, that's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's right.
Thanks for the blower, Dr. Tina.
She's out there getting it. She's working hard out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, that was, you know what I'm saying, like as far as that like what you were talking about, it really, I really, man, once you have kids, that's your fear. Nobody wants to lose a kid.
That's right.
That's
nobody should have. Nobody should have to.
Yeah, that's the worst thing ever, right there.
Yeah, nobody should have to.
But you also, like, if I think about something that happened to me, with me as far as me and myself, like, I ain't really sweating it. but it's not being there for my kids, not seeing my grandkid grow up now.
Yeah.
Or like that's my fear.
Yeah.
It's not the like, man, I've been wondering what's on the other side my whole damn life.
Yeah.
I'm going in with questions and I want some answers.
Yeah. You know.
Like what? Right off the gate, I'm like, what's up to damn pyramids? What's going on?
Talk about how'd they get there? Who did it?
Yeah.
You think he'd tell you? Or she, you know, whoever that person is up there.
Yeah.
You think they'd tell you?
Yes.
They'd be like, listen, Pete, I want you to know.
Bro, we like this.
Thought of all people.
You haven't figured that out yet? We like this. Like, I'm the, you know.
I want to call
if I tell my joke about how it'd be hard to give Jesus a bath when he was like 2 or 3. Like, Jesus, get in your bathwater. He'd be standing on top of it. I think he'd be like, Jesus, come here. Pete's telling that joke about you taking a bath again. I think he has a sense of humor. Like, yeah, I think it's like that.
Yeah.
But I think I do, because he gives people to think critically and think about stuff. So if he gives everybody all their gifts or whatever they have, if he gives you that ability to think like that, was he gonna punish you for it? For being able to think out, think differently?
Yeah.
Like, really? That's wrong? I don't think so. Like, that's like with the full Christian faith, that's kind of something that I kind of differ on with the opinion just a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's
and it should be okay to want to be, if you're some sort of religious person, it should be okay to have questions. And they always tell you, don't ask questions, don't question.
And if you look at the universe,
I don't agree with that.
If you look at the universe, like, I guess he's done it a bunch of times, because there's a lot of more of us or something like us out there. Has to be. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's freaking too many. There's no way. There's too, like, if
too
people
big.
say, oh, there's no life out there, man, whatever, dude. Like, there's places that we could leave from now, and like, it would take like 100,000 years or something to get there.
Yeah, that's
like,
that.
Yeah,
We can't even. As a human, you can't even fathom.
That's
that.
at light speed. You can't even grasp how far it is and how big it is. So to say that there's nothing else out there, man, come on.
And I mean, this is like Mars is it took a couple of months to get that rover out there in Mars.
Oh, it takes like 6 months to get
like
Mars,
6 months,
I think.
And that's forever far away.
Yeah.
But there are different galaxies and stuff out there, and there has to be other life out there.
Would you do the first trip to Mars? That's a one-way trip.
No, I don't think I would.
You could get drafted to do it.
I hope like hell that doesn't happen.
You don't have no kids.
Yeah, no, I'm not married, no kids.
I'm a contact Elon and sign you up.
Yeah,
that would be funny if you got there about her. Replying back to your interest in the first trip to Mars. No.
God, that would suck, dude. I'd be so mad at you, man, if you did that to me.
You don't have to go, Chris. They can't. I don't think they can make you.
I mean, I don't know. They'd be like, "Oh, you signed up.
There'll be a lot.
Drafted."
I know there'll be a lot of people that'd be like, "Oh, absolutely."
Oh yeah,
adventure.
I mean, but and that would be cool.
Like,
but you've seen the video.
That would not be a adventure. That would be the adventure.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen the video footage.
But tell you how that adventure ends. I don't know when or how, but I can tell you how that adventure ends.
Yeah, you not being alive anymore at some point, and on Mars, not coming back home, and that
or on the way.
Yeah, that doesn't interest me at all.
So Chris would go to the Keys. I'm going to chill with the family, spend some time eating.
I think I would definitely be in the Keys, though. That's for sure. I think that tops the mountains for me, because I could skydive, I could go snorkel all at the same time. I could skydive into the ocean.
Oh my God! Your fault for not thinking of this.
Uh-oh.
Trust me, I don't need nothing like that. But just for the, I'm taking me a whole Viagra. We're gonna knock out about 2.5 hours. I promise.
I mean, they say up to 4 hours. So
2.5. But yeah.
You're gonna be working.
Oh yeah. I ain't got 24 hours. Like I can't believe you didn't think of that. Like really.
Oh, that is pretty good. That
Oh
is a
yeah,
good
you
one.
better know it. Like
Yeah.
like if they knew that.
I mean, I'd be in Key West. So.
Yeah. Oh, careful in Key West.
No,
Careful.
I don't care what people do,
no
but
secret.
that way doesn't.
Ain't no secret
God damn
that
it.
men like men in Key West.
That is true.
Not a secret.
That is true, but there is an abundance of single women that go there too.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, but just careful. You're in Key West. You don't.
Speaking of, it's kind of, the Fantasy Fest thing happens down there in October. That was always like a big thing that we used to like to go do.
What is that?
Oh, Fantasy Fest? Oh man, you don't know about that? All right, so this will be interesting. Fantasy Fest. First of all, you have to have a very open mind to go to Fantasy Fest. If you're big into church and very reserved as a person, might not be the thing for you. So, but Fantasy Fest is a 2-week festival that they do in Key West. They do all sorts of things, but at nighttime, and this is kid friendly, especially during the daytime, it's kid friendly. Once the nighttime, 11, 12 o'clock starts hitting, people walk down the street completely naked, just with paint on them. And it is shoulder to shoulder people. There's a bunch of them down there. And I mean, you'll see anything down there. I mean, I'm talking woman, man. It doesn't matter. And almost anything
I
goes
am not
down
trying
there.
to see the blue man group butt naked walk around painted blue.
Man, I tell you, dude, that shit is really fun to be down there during that time of the year. I mean, cause for one, I mean, I'm not into guys. Sorry anybody, but I'm not into guys. And but the women down there, man, they're literally butt naked. And they have paint all over them. And if you call them, you're like, hey, excuse me, would you take a picture with me, or can I get a picture of you? Almost all of them will be like, oh yeah, for sure. If you put it up, tag, here's my information, tag me online with it, and stuff like that. I mean, dude,
I was in Vegas when they had the electronic convention, and they wasn't painted so much, but man, my Uncle Jimmy was with me, and man, he ain't traveled that much. It blew his mind. He was like, Las Vegas, damn crazy. I was like, man, it usually ain't quite like this. I was like, it's pretty wild out here.
Yeah.
I said, there's this music thing, because they were having it out at the Speedway, but they was some people dressed wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
And they have
And some naked girls walking around too.
Well, they do like this. They have a big pirate party down there in Key West during this time. And I mean, man, this is in this in particular time was in 2013, I believe. Is whenever I went down for my honeymoon, and me and Marsha dressed up as pirates, and so anyways, I mean, I had the full on shebang going on. I looked like Johnny Depp from Pirates of the Caribbean. I really did. I mean, I have pictures to show it. But Marsha had on hers, and so we passed a girl that was down there that was. She had been drinking. She had been indulging in the alcoholic beverages. And she had her top completely off, all the way around. And she stopped Marsha and she was like, "Excuse me, sweetie." She was like, you have your costume on wrong."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But the Fantasy Fest is fun, man. They have street view of like Sloppy Joe's and stuff down there in Key West, that you can go online on Facebook, on the Sloppy Joe's Facebook page, and you can look at the street view any time of the day in Key West right there. And that's Duval Street right there. That's the busiest spot. And during Fantasy Fest, buddy, you'll see all kinds of crazy stuff. And it is a great time to be down there. It's horrible if you're driving because there's nowhere to park, but as long as you're staying close, you can catch an Uber or something, go down, have you a good time. And they party down there till like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a different life down there.
Oh.
People that live there, just a different vibe altogether.
Everything's a little bit slower.
Yeah, it's a different, people that live at the beach, man, it's just especially Florida, people that from there and live there, it's in the further south, like there's a vibe to it.
Oh yeah. I love the Keys, man. That's my favorite thing in this world is going down there. I hope I make it back.
To the Keys.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to put Tina in some kind of, we'd have to get her. She'll take her to manager or something to go to sleep to drive her over the bridge. She's paranoid of long bridges.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
She's scared of bridges.
Yeah, tell her to lay down. Like, get in the back, lay down. We're coming up on the bridge. I know plenty of people that's like that though. I think that's weird to me, man. I mean, I can drive over all them bridges. That big bridge they got down there in is it Charleston where they got the big bridge down there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love driving over those things, man. That's super cool.
You ever been through the one that goes under the river?
Oh yeah, I've been through the one up there in Virginia, the Chesapeake.
Oh, have you? I haven't done that one.
Yeah.
I've been in the one in Alabama.
That's
In Mobile, Alabama.
Is that a long one?
It's not real long, but it's a trip because you don't see it and you come up and go, hey,
Yeah.
you're underwater. What the crap?
Yeah, that's wild, man. The one at the Chesapeake, man. That whole little thing. You're on a big bridge there for a while, and I didn't realize that they charged you for it. So we went and did the whole little thing and just turned right around, and they were like, "Yeah, that's gonna be like $20 or something." I was like, "What?" I was like, "I have to pay to go in it?" And they were like, "Yeah, absolutely." I was like, "I had no idea," and told them that I didn't know, and they let me go back for free.
And let you go in.
Yeah, without paying, because I had already went through, and I was just turning around coming back. That was the only thing that we had driven up there for.
I'm trying to think, if I had 24 hours, is there anything that I haven't seen that I would like to see?
You seen the Grand Canyon?
Not really.
That not something that would be on a bucket list for you?
I mean, been to Arizona. I told you I was going to take the Vegas flight when I was out there, but I got way too high. And I was by myself, and I was actually about to call my Uber, and I was like, wait a minute. I was
Gone.
I was eating edibles and stuff. I was wrecked. But I was, like I said, I was having a good time. I was in Vegas.
Yeah.
But they weren't like there's worse things I could have been doing in Vegas. Trust me. But as I was pulling up to Uber on my phone, something just hit me. It was like helicopter ride, Grand Canyon, Las Vegas. I was like, and then it just like I seen like on one of the news networks, it was like Monkey Boo's owner, YouTuber Pete Moss dies in tragic Vegas helicopter crash. And I was like, that freaking sounds like a real news story. I was like, fuck that. I was like, I'm going back here to play some blackjack at least.
That's hilarious. Told I ain't getting off this ground. What am I thinking?
I was like, that was terrible. Well, after I was over, I was like, I don't know what I was planning on doing that for. That was a terrible idea. And I was by myself there. Like I said, it had all the makings for that. Like I said, it may just be because one night I was in Vegas by myself. The first night I got there, the limo driver stopped me at the dispensary. So 45. By the time I went to the VIP thing and got my room key and some of my stuff where I get my comps from, to see my player rep or whatever, and got up to my suite, and I was wrecked. And I packed all my stuff up because I started thinking about I was going to lay down and rest for a few minutes. And I started thinking about having to fly back. I had just got there, like an hour and a half before, and I started thinking about having to fly back and got all freaked out. And was like, got my bags put back together. And I was like, I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to Enterprise and I'm going to get me a car and I'm driving back. I was fine the next morning and I was like, I'm freaking driving back to me. I was like, no way, it'd take freaking 4 days. By yourself? I was like, nah, man.
Oh my God.
Like, if I had Boo with me and Boo's done some journeys like that. Me and Boo could road trip it. Me and Boo can, man, we better than, what was the dude on Smokey and the Bandit and his dog? Flash was the dog.
Oh, wow.
But no, that was Roscoe's dog.
Yeah. Oh God, what was his name?
Cletus.
That was the dog's name.
No, that was the dude.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure. Oh no.
God, I can't remember, man.
What was the dog's name in Smokey and the Bandit?
The dog's name in Smokey.
Fred. So it was Cletus then.
Who drove the big rig in Smokey and the Bandit? He was a country singer.
Yeah, he sang the song, "Loading Up and Trucking." Something.
That was probably a pretty big hit, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. It was huge.
Man, the bandit had a sweet ride.
Man, yeah. It doesn't get no cooler than him with Sally Field in there, right?
Surfing a wave, one last wave in them last 24 hours does feel pretty cool.
Yeah, it does. Have you ever been like, is it windsurfing when you got the parachute thing strapped to you? Has that ever interested you at all?
Nah.
I've thought about it a time or two, and I'm like,
I've skied and I like kneeboarding. That was really fun.
on the water.
Shoot, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was fun stuff. I couldn't do it now to save my life. My knees are in bad shape. But
how would you react to being in a big lake in Florida, on the St. Johns River, like Lake George or something like that? And as you're going by on your kneeboard, and you're hitting the waves, and you're all like I could do it. Sometimes it'd end up wrong. But as you're going by at like 35, 40 miles an hour, however fast, it's fast.
yeah,
That's hauling ass on the water. But you look over to your left, and guess what's hanging out in the water right there?
what's that?
Gator.
What's worse, a gator or a shark?
Gator.
Do you think so?
Shark don't eat you. They're gonna be like, you don't taste right. Normally, gator, you don't have to taste right now because they're gonna tell you they're gonna take you down. They're gonna stick you up under something.
Yeah.
Because in about 4 or 5 days you'll taste just fine.
Yeah.
And they're like, nah, man. Like, dude, I had a real bad, and because there was just a lady and her husband. They were in freaking kayak, man. Their video and they showed the video, and like 14-foot gator sitting on the bank. It may have been in the Okeechobee River. I can't remember. It was in Florida, but the gator's just up here chilling, and as they're riding, it's this little small waterway that they're in, like a little, you wouldn't call it a creek, canal, maybe off the river or something like that they're going through, and that gator comes down into the water and hits that kayak. Somebody said that both of them didn't make it, but I heard she didn't.
Dang.
But yeah, dude, that's like, oh man, like I had that gator, the gator experience I had. It was on one side of us, and then it would go, and it was almost dark. It would go down and come up on the other side of us. And it did that like 4 or 5 times.
That's creepy.
Like, bro, like I got goosebumps right there. Shut up. And man, that gator's eyes were like, for real, dude, it was big. That had to be like a 9-10 foot gator. Man, its eye, you know what I'm saying? Its eyes were longer. They were really wide. That's how you tell how long they're by how wide their eyes are apart. Like, oh my God, that was terrifying. Way worse. I seen somebody get bit by a shark. That was way worse. That gator was.
We were on the the little banana boat thing that they pull behind the boat. You know, whenever you're on vacation in like the beach, you know, they pull them behind. They got like 6 or 8 people they're pulling on this thing. All right, so we were on one of those, and we did like an all-day cruise thing, which they do a party boat. They do a whole bunch of different things, and the banana boat was one of those things. And they're trying to throw you off is what they're trying to do, you know, to make you have a good time or whatever. So Marcia got thrown off the boat, and right before she got thrown off the boat, I saw probably about a 3 or 4 foot shark top on the water, do a little loop, and then Marcia got thrown off, and you know they went back and got her, of course. But I was like, damn man, did y'all see that shark?
I seen a video of a drone. I don't know where it was at, but there was a couple of like 5-6-year-old kids playing in this water that's probably about waist deep. There's some like 3 foot, I don't know if they were makos or tigers, was swimming around them. So I was like, I was like, oh my God, let them kids out that damn water.
Yeah, those ain't dogs.
Yeah. Well, you probably, I don't know if you were, like this was from above so you could see it real easy. I don't know if in the water, if the kids seen it, they didn't know what it was, or I don't know, man. I was just like, wow.
Yeah, you probably can't see that stuff.
And when I say respect water, man, even more respect the ocean.
Me and Marcia was at the beach one time, and I can't remember which one we were at, but you know, both of us, we were in the water. It was a busy day out there, and I started seeing some people doing this number. They were pointing from the shore. like that. And I was like, well, what are y'all pointing at, kind of thing. I was out there a little ways, so I started to make my way back in a little bit, and I could see when I turn around, I saw some fins out there. And my first thought was, oh my God, those are sharks. Sharks don't swim together in most cases. You just see one fin typically.
Those dolphins or porpoises.
They were dolphins. So I got out and I was hollering for Marsha. I was all, hey, I was like, you need to come in. I was like, there's sharks. And she's like, what? I was like, you need to come in. And she was screaming at me. She's like, I can't hear you and you're scaring me. And whenever I got her in, she was like, you idiot. She was like, those are dolphins. I was like, oh. I was like, well.
Hey, but I don't know if you knew this, but like at the inlet where I surfed at, that's where there was I've done this on live more than one time. What is the most dangerous beach in the United States?
New Smyrna.
There it is, New Smyrna Beach. That's
yeah,
right.
For the sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if the dolphins or porpoises are around, even up at the inlet, you good.
Yeah.
Sharks don't want none of them.
Yeah, that's what I've always heard.
They're gangster on sharks. I don't know why it's like that, but they're just they don't. The sharks don't want if they're and a lot of times they would be around, but if they wasn't around, man, them sharks are, especially there at Ponce Inlet, which is in New Smyrna. If it wasn't Ponce Inlet, I don't know if New Smyrna would be as known for its shark bites.
Yeah,
being the most dangerous beach. That's where I surfed there. Man, how many times did I skip school just to go surfing?
But yeah, probably a lot.
Yeah.
You and a lot of other people too, I bet.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. but with the 24 hours though, I'm pretty sure that Key West is where I would go, and
I'm kind of curious to see who leave a comment that they wouldn't be able to really do anything because they'd be so freaked out.
Yeah, we might get one. I mean,
a lot. Like, be honest, like for real, a lot of people would be like, "Shit," like I don't, they would.
The way that I think about this little thing here is that you got to take all the bad out and just think of what you would do in a good way, for yourself, for other people. Is, like for me, I'm a guitar person and I have multiple of them.
Right.
I would have to think about, who am I going to give my guitars and my, any money that I may have.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you might want to go through that drawer in your bedroom or your nightstand or like get rid of some of that stuff that might be in there that you don't want somebody knowing about, like some of y'all might have some funky cream you haven't used, you don't want nobody to find, or some pictures, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess so.
If there's like if you got any secrets you might want to that you really keep to yourself, like there could be so many things.
Yeah. Mine would be adrenaline filled and eating. My last 24. That's it, man.
If you think about it, like something like that could easily just kill your appetite. It definitely spike your adrenaline, but kill your appetite.
I guess so, but it
really could.
It depends where you are. Like you said, man. If you find out 24, that's what you got left, and you're over at your mama's, and she's making those salmon patties with the cornbread and the peas, or the what was it, the lima beans or whatever it is.
Like if they're going to give you lethal injection, they'd be like, what you want your last meal to be? Be like, what's the antidote for that stuff you're using? They'd be like, this plus whatever it is. And I'd be like, yeah, give me a double of that.
Told you only give one lethal injection, right?
Yeah,
so let me go.
Real, like I'm kind of curious if you guys have watched into this far. I hope so. Thank you for doing that. But for real, like everybody says, "Oh, they do this, they do that." I really wouldn't do a lot of like outlandish stuff. I really wouldn't.
Really?
It wouldn't be a normal day. Like I said, I would definitely want to spend at least a fourth to a half of it around my family.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna spend about 3 hours,
taking your little blue pill.
Yeah.
All right. So then
And only, like I don't have to do that. I promise. The only reason I'm doing it because this is it. This is the last time.
Oh yeah, and make it worth it.
Yeah, we're gonna set some kind of record or something. Some kind of record's getting set that day. But
I wonder if they have a record for stuff like that. Sure they do.
I can show you my record book actually.
I
I have some of my accolades.
Oh
in
my
it,
God! I
have
walked
them,
right into that.
I have them documented in my book. I'll let you look through it
I
sometime.
appreciate it. I walked right into that one.
Sea of the year 1989 through current.
Oh, God!
I've never showed you my trophy collection, have I, Chris?
That's hilarious, man.
The sea of the year. Oh my
shit.
gosh, that's the best. If you was in that industry, that'd be a freaking dope ass award to win, though. If you was in that industry, I'm just saying, like, that means you're the man.
That's right. You know, how come you hear about all these other conventions coming around, but you don't ever hear about those kind of conventions? How come those don't get pumped up like the other ones?
Corn, as they say it.
Yeah.
Bro, what do you think is the week before CES in Vegas? The electronics convention? It's in January, pretty soon, early January.
Oh, okay. I
Bro,
don't know
they
about
have that. Oh yeah, it's the first or second week of January.
So, like, they have like John Longfellow out there, and
See, I don't know none of their names, but if I was into that, I'm gonna be like, is Gina Jameson or you know, I'm never gonna like ask if any dude's gonna be there.
I was just trying to think of a messed up name, you know, because these people have these weird. I mean, you know, they have weird names that go with the industry. You know, I think they're hilarious.
If you was gonna be in a movie, what would your name be?
I don't know.
I think I could play multiple characters. Call me Thor. Thor brings the thunder.
Oh my God!
First movie.
Oh my God! There's been some good ones out there.
What would I want it to be? Remember in Boogie Nights, he made up his name as Dirk Diggler.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted to change his name to. And even he's like, call me Dirk.
Yeah.
Call me Dirk. Because he's like, take one. Eddie's like, call me Dirk for now. What would it be?
Oh my God.
Oh.
That's a tough one, dude. That's a tough one.
We could do a whole podcast. What would my porn name? No, I'm going to come up with one. Just give me just a minute.
The best ones have already been taken, man. Peter North.
Yeah. You know what one of the Marlboro men back in the day's name was?
What? Oh, God.
You're not going to believe me. What are the names of the men who have been the Marlboro Man? This shit is hilarious. I need my glasses.
Can you read it?
Daryl Winfield. No.
No, those wasn't good names.
No. Hold on. Was Dick Hammer the Marlboro Man?
Oh my God. Yeah, Dick Hammer was one of the actors who portrayed the Marlboro Man in the 70s. Dick Hammer. Oh my God.
How about that dude? That dude's dad was revolutionary cool.
Dude, we are definitely going to do a podcast on the porn industry names. Corn industry. Whatever. We're going to have to do some names, dude. I mean, all the way around. I haven't heard of some really good ones.
Like, when I remember how I come across that, I was like, man, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Can you imagine if they used that on Jeopardy, dude?
Oh,
they would have to
God.
stop the game for a minute because everybody would be laughing. Like, who would have guessed that? Like, there was somebody, like, what I think is there was a NASCAR driver, Dick Trickle.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Bro, that's a funny name. Like, Dick Trickle, a.k.a. gonorrhea.
That's gross.
I'm just saying, like,
that's gross.
His dad was he might as well name him Sue, like a boy named Sue. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dick, like our last name's Trickle. Did you really freaking name me Dick, man? Like, what was you thinking, Dad?
So that's
but my man right here, his last name is legit. And that's not a stage name. His last name is freaking Hammer, and his dad was like. This is like when they said in the 70s, so he's probably born in like the 40s or something like that, or whenever. And his baby was born probably at home back then.
Yeah.
And there's like, what's his name going to be? He's stand back and be like, name my boy Dick.
Maybe the dad's name was Richard, and he wanted to keep the family name going.
But you know what? Like with a name like that, boy, you have raised the bar on expectations.
That is true. That is very true.
So you're like you got to mess with some of your friends about that, like about the Marlboro Man.
I am. I'm going to ask my friends do they know who the Marlboro Man is for one, and if they
there
do,
was I think there were like 3 or 4 different ones.
Yeah.
But I've seen this picture. I was like, oh yeah, I remember him when I was a little kid. That is the freaking craziest name ever.
I wonder if that's the one. I wonder if that's the one, like the main Marlboro Man. Either way, though,
He's the most to me because of this. It was in the 70s when I was a kid. He's the most recognizable one.
All right.
But yeah, 24 hours, guys. What would you do? It's I'm just. It's really hard to say. It really is, but I don't think I would panic.
No.
I don't know if I would clock watch.
No.
Depending on once I got it dialed in on the few things I definitely wanted to do, I'd probably have to start clock watching.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you got to pick a place and go there,
You
whatever
know what?
that means.
The last 3 hours is when I might do the Viagra thing, and at the very end, when the hit the 24-hour mark, I'm going to come and go.
That'd be a good way.
Like,
I mean, does it get any better than that? Especially after a great day too of doing all the stuff that you wanted to do.
That's
Yeah,
absolutely.
I would do, and you might think this is stupid, but I would go and rent like a moped or a motorcycle, and I would go and I would drive Highway 1 down there in the Keys. I'd go drive and get a good scenery, and then I'd probably start eating, getting hammered. I'd want to go and do that skydive. I'd want to go snorkel one more time. That would be in one thing. I skydive into the ocean, and then go do a snorkel. The snorkel.
I don't think I would be very high at all. I wouldn't drink I don't drink anyway, but I don't even know how. I might that last session. I might have a little smoke before that, but I think I don't know. Like 24 hours, like I'll be alright.
I mean, maybe so, but you want to have a good time. That's the way I kind of feel about it. I want to have a good time and enjoy it, what I got left, and that's what I would go do.
Yeah, because the thing about it is like, man, if I'm tell you what, as I've gotten older, especially like the last 4 or 5 years, man, I've been to way too many funerals, and I guess we all always know it, but motherfucking life is short and ain't nobody guaranteed another day. And that's not, like, I don't care if you look at that from a religious standpoint, from a Scientology standpoint, I mean, with Christians, like everybody say what the hell they want. Ain't nobody guaranteed another minute, tomorrow, tonight.
Yeah,
nobody is.
It's true.
Like life happens.
It does.
So, like, that's why, like, I don't know, like that day will come sooner or later anyway. Actually, I've always planned to live till I was 100, and I want to go out the same way I came in. I want to come and go. And honestly, I'm going to be 100. I don't care if she's got every damn disease known to man, because at the end of it, I'm checking out anyway.
And probably so, but you're kind of picky, so you'd want to clean one even at 100 years old.
And, I'm talking like a soccer mom kind of. If I'm 100. I'm just saying. We're talking hypothetically. I ain't trying to make nobody mad or nothing, but yeah, like a little yeah.
Yeah, if you're 100 years old, yeah, sure, probably doing pretty good for yourself at that point then.
Yeah, like I want to still be kicking it just enough to do that, and then once that at 100, like that's good, man. 100 years is a long ass time. That's way more than the average, way more than most people get.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, what he's getting at though is make sure you hug and love all those people that you care about, and man, make sure you tell them you love them, because you never know.
You really you don't, guys. Like, but I feel very confident that all of my family knows. They know how I feel. I think they do, because I tell them, like, so I'm very open about it.
Oh yeah, anybody who knows you knows that you're you're about crazy over your kids.
Yeah.
So they know, and everybody that knows you knows, and your mama.
The kids and my mom, we can go DEFCON 1 anytime you want.
Yeah.
Boil, like, what's DEFCON 1? Global thermonuclear war. we have hit it. It. Like, all bets are off. Like, anything goes from here on.
Yeah.
Anything goes. Like you can't think like that. That's medieval. Like, you damn right.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Like, I'm going to get medieval on your ass. In Pulp Fiction.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How you don't you by a sight. But yeah, like 24 hours. Like, what would that be like to know? But you can't tell nobody. It would be, it'd be a trip. I could see, like, I'm thinking about all these different people are like popping up that if they were in the same situation, and I'm trying to think who, like, a lot of people would freak the hell out. They would be so scared.
Yeah. I wish Tina would come up here and say what she was going to do, because she sure as hell
that
wasn't
shit
scared.
caught me off guard. I couldn't believe she said those things. I was like, two things that she's never done, ever.
So she's gonna turn into a thug, man.
Yeah, like a crazy thug, like a drug riddled thug. I was like, for real. We told her I was. When she said, I was like, damn, you need to come up with those others. I was like, because what I was thinking about saying is way better than what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, what she was saying way better than what I said. It was cool.
Yeah.
I was like, we're not cool. It was kind of violent, actually.
You know, when it comes to the whole druggy talk thing, but maybe it's just because I have lived a life of doing different things, just throughout life, and that doesn't even come to my mind at all. I wouldn't want to go do any kind of crazy drugs or anything for my last.
That was so random how what she hit us with. I go do, then I go, and I was like, we both just like, the hell?
Yeah, it was kind of like a damn what? But to each his own though. Everybody's got their own idea about things that they'd want to do at the end.
3, 4. There's probably, man, I'll be honest with you. They're about 4 people, like, they better run, outrun. Have you ever heard that Foster the Kid? That,
yeah.
You better listen to that song, like, you better run. Like, yeah, you might want to avoid me for Nick. There's like 4 people I can think of in my life. I know these guys are like, damn, Pete's cruel. Like, nah, man, just some stuff, like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's just.
Some stuff don't go away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all right.
There, one time there was somebody else that would have been on that list, but he's not around anymore.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. He actually went from old age, I guess. He's old. Like, I hadn't seen him in a long time, but.
Oh, well.
Like, when I seen this, I was like, oh well.
Yep.
Yeah. And,
but that guy could
I
be.
bet you, could you guess somebody on my list without really saying?
One of them I can guess without you even the squall.
There's somebody way before him.
Oh, okay.
My cousin's
wife.
My cousin passed away. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was the guy. That was just a real bad situation, and yeah, like.
Yeah, we don't got to go down that dark road there. That's some. That's a different kind of hate for somebody right there.
Yeah, that was
So,
that was really, really tragic. I've known people that's lost people for worse things than that to somebody, man, and like, gosh, man, that's
it's the worst.
Yeah, it is. Like, people should just be nice to each other, man. You know what? Speaking of people should be nice, to bring it, we're gonna reel it back in.
Yeah, bring it back in.
Like, I got a freaking video. Let me see if I got it on this phone. No.
Man, what the?
Has to be a star.
I was gonna say he got a naked picture of himself here in the bed with his shirt
I
off.
don't have it on this one.
Jesus, you can't be looking over there at Pete's phone.
This umpire caught a pitch. I had 2 strikes on me.
Last night.
Yesterday, he caught a pitch. The ball was inside. And it did hit behind the plate, but if you, because at first Tino goes, it looked like it was right behind. I was like, it hit my foot. And so if you look at where and anybody that sees me bat, I stand at least 2 feet off the plate. And look at where my foot is, and tell me that's a strike.
All right.
You can see the ball is clearly not very far from my foot.
Yeah, and that's
that
2 feet off the base. So
and back, you know what I'm saying, the inside.
yeah.
Like, really? Like, did it come across that way? Kind of, but for it to be there, could it really have been a strike if it about hit my back foot?
No.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, he caught a strike, and I was like, man, that's way inside. And he goes, no, I hit right there. And I was like, and you can see me, like, I'm just like, you can see I look at him like, really? And I said something, nothing out of the way. Like, I'm not going to embarrass myself out there.
Yeah.
Yelling, screaming, umpire, and go all Billy Martin kicking dirt on him and shit. I'm just not going to do that. Like,
That'd
whatever.
be funny though.
And but the umpire, like when he was showing me where it landed, he kind of, I was still standing there, and he kind of like stepped up, like not real aggressive. When I watched the video, it didn't seem as aggressive as he did it, but he kind of like stepped up on me, and it wasn't that he was trying to like pump me down or anything like that. That dude was trying to bait me into saying anything, because for some reason he wanted to eject me.
Huh.
You know what I told him? And I didn't know this. These are draft terms, so I don't know most of the players on the team. Black dude is playing second base. He's a cool guy. And I was telling him, I was like, you know why that dude didn't give me that call? I was like, same reason none of the other damn umps. I was like, I said, I never get them close calls. And I said, I know why it is. He said, why? I said, because I'm the best looking man out here. He started laughing, and he looked at me. I was like, what else would it be? I was like, why am I the only one?
So what else?
Why am I getting singled out? He was crazy. He goes, man, you crazy. But that was it. Man, I was so pissed, dude. We lost that yesterday because, man, we had 3 dudes from Puerto Rico on our team. One of them was from southern Puerto Rico, and one of them was from northern Puerto Rico, and they were arguing about who was better. And that was it, man. We just had a good time. It was fun. Everybody was laughing. We were winning all day.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, just the rug just got snatched out from under us, and it was bullshit. Yes, man. But
What you gonna do, man?
it is what it is. But this has been a pretty fun episode. Look again, leave some comments, guys. 24 hours. What would you do?
Yeah.
What would you do?
I think that a lot of people are gonna do fun things and eat things. I think that's what people would. That's probably what's gonna pop into their mind the most. Is I want to eat a delicious last meal. I'm gonna want this or that, and I'm gonna want to go do something that is probably, either adrenaline fun or things. I think for maybe some older folks that may be watching, it'll be, I want to go take a ride with my husband or wife. Go take that one last ride, through the mountains, or, on our favorite dirt road or something like that. I think that.
Man, I need a couple hours to go through my phone and my stuff.
So that's got to be your first move.
Yeah, guys, like, you never know when your day's going to come. Like, go through your stuff, just in case. Just in case.
Yeah, who's got that dirty?
Like, everybody has their, people have wills, and they think they have their affairs in order for when that happens. Like, what you got in that nightstand, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, imagine the stuff people like. I've lost family members where we had to go through the stuff, come across some stuff that I can't unsee. So it is what it is.
Oh man, yeah, but that's kind of like that's the goodies that they leave you in the end, man. Whenever you have to do stuff like that, and you go through and you find those certain things, and you're like, man, they got the last laugh on us, guys. I can't believe we found this. So you may not be able to unsee those things, but you'll have a laugh and a memory about it forever.
I've seen where somebody they want to give it to a recording to put on somebody's phone, and they don't turn it on and go, hey, you're saying it before you go, but hey, man, why is it so damn dark in here?
That's funny too.
Yeah.
But
a little dark, but we tried to make a light. It wants to go that just talking about that. It kind of wants to go. It really it's the kind of thing that wants to go dark, but
It doesn't have to be.
Nah, man.
It doesn't have to be. You know, like I said, it need to.
Life's gonna go on without us. So either way, it's all good.
It will.
You know, like life goes on. Because what did Journey say?
God, I'm not prepared. What do they say?
The wheel in the sky keeps on turning, Chris.
Oh,
The
yeah.
wheel in the sky keeps on turning. I don't know where I'll be tomorrow. Like as soon as I said that, you should be like, the wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
I should have. Sorry, y'all. I'm off my game. We got talking about all sad shit, and
the wheel in the sky keeps on turning, guys. That's just, it is what it is.
It is. So again, hug all your people. Tell them you love them. Call your people often, because you really never know.
Yes, and if you have a business and you want to sponsor an episode of the BooCrew podcast, let us know. All right, guys, this has been super fun. I hope everybody has a great week. The Monday episode 16. We're like a couple weeks away from like the 19 is the bronze episode, and then the silver episode on 25.
I think 25, yeah.
What was 20? Fine China.
Yeah, fine China, yeah.
So Chris has got to bring me some nice fine coffee mugs or something over here.
And then we'll have some tea, like the English
Oh,
folks.
I'll drink some tea. I'll have a spot of tea. I have no problem having a spot of tea.
I bet you don't, 'cause I know you like to go to Starbucks.
Hey, maybe we'll get
and
into
drink that
some
green tea.
poetic reading on Friday.
Ooh.
Maybe Chris could bring his guitar over here.
Oh, yeah.
He's been practicing on his Facebook page.
I have.
I'll share it one night on the PeteMossShow Facebook page.
Yeah, the Pete's Poetry, that'll be good. I can just play like some music in the background and have you sing your stuff or talk your business.
Man, you know, it's amazing today. I had to do a few things outside earlier and some stuff. Like, I'm high on exhaustion right now. I have 2 softball games tonight. I have to pitch too. And like, I still sweat, but when I'm playing like first base or something, it's not that bad. But when I'm pitching, man, I'm continuously moving.
Yeah.
Dude, it's going to be like 93 or something. It's at 7 o'clock when we start.
Oh.
And the second game at 8, it's still going to be like 89. Like, golly. But.
Look, I'm tired of you talking about it.
Nah, man. I'm a machine, Chris. That's what I do.
Well, about the time you're getting started, I'll be probably laid up on the
Chris
couch.
goes to bed at 8 o'clock.
I go to bed at like 9 when I'm lucky.
Senior citizen. No sleep team, man.
Man, I don't.
You can't even wear a no sleep team shirt. You're not allowed to be on it. You go to bed way too early.
Well, I don't know. You call me at any point of the night, and I guarantee you I'll wake up. So, but
I'll get all the sleep I need when I'm dead.
no, that's what he said.
All right, guys. And I guess to close out what we talked about a while ago, the gambler told Kenny Rogers the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. So, all right, everybody, have a great week, and we will see you guys on Friday or Saturday if you watch it on Facebook. Yeah. I'm Pete. This is Chris. Monkey BooCrew Podcast.
Take care of that mental health. See you.
See you guys.